behind the scenes with future country rock blues kings and queens. Discover them first with Palm Mash TV. Palm Mash TV.
Well, hello there. It's Paul Mash TV time again. Thank you so much for joining us. We got another interview coming up in just a moment, but before we begin, if you haven't yet, click that subscribe button and bell buttons below you there, and you'll always be notified of any new episodes coming your way. And you're happy to leave a comment in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you there. And also, if you pay attention to the description part of this interview, you'll see contact info, and it will be repeated at the closing credits at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. From Las Vegas, Nevada today, we have Eddy Delmonico. He's a very awesome artist. He's just getting started, actually. And he's really awesome, and I think you're really going to enjoy the interview and the song at the end. So we'll get to that in a second, but first here's another quick word from the Caden Gordon Show, so don't go away. We'll be right back right after this.
It is Caden from the Caden Gordon Show. Today's best country mix. Check out my show at thecadengordonshow.com.
Okay, we're back, and with us from Las Vegas, Nevada today, we have Eddy Delmonico. Thanks for joining us, Eddy.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Well, how did you get started on as far as that goes? I mean, have you always wanted to be an artist since you were real little? Did it come much later? I mean, tell us in your own words. We'd love to hear yours.
Sure. Well, growing up, I listened to all the rock and roll idols of the late 1950s and early 1960s. Ricky Nelson, Bobby Rydell, Elvis, of course. And ever since I was 9 years old, I was playing the guitar and writing songs. But believe it or not, I never went into a recording studio in my life until I turned 70.
Mm.
And then I went in and I recorded these songs. And quite frankly, I'm rather surprised I'm getting a lot of traction all over the world.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you're doing what you're doing. I'm sure you'll have many years ahead of you left, so I guess we'll see on that. But
I think about Willie Nelson. Okay, he's my idol. Willie Nelson's 91 and he's still going. So let's see,
Yeah, exactly. So some of those bands you mentioned a minute ago, like Ricky Nelson, and some of those, would you say that they're your influences, or did you have any others?
No, definitely they're my influences. As far as country music goes, Marty Robbins, Buck Owens, Johnny Cash, Glenn Campbell, of course. And, I grew up in that era with all of those musicians that were just, coming into their own then. Some of the guys that were originally, they were in the groups in California that, kind of came east. Even actually some of the influence of the Beach Boys and some of the things they did as well in the early 1960s.
Okay. Yeah, those are great ones too. You mentioned Johnny Cash, Buck Owens. They were great legends. I remember Buck Owens back in Hee Haw days, and
yep.
So some really great ones you picked there. So tell us how we can find you. I'm sure you have an official website, maybe you're on social media, streaming media, so forth. Tell everybody all about that.
I do. My site is eddydelmonico.com. That's EDDY DELMONICO.com. So you can pull that up, and then my songs are on Spotify, Apple, and Amazon Music.
Okay. Are you on any social media sites like Facebook and so forth? Or?
Not really, not yet. We've only we're only the beginning of this thing. Although some of my songs have been on the World Independent Artist Chart. The Booze Didn't Bury Me, the song we're talking about, it made it up to number 3, and it was on the chart for 5 months straight, up in the top 20. And then we have another song, Warm Lips, Cool Heart. On my album, I wrote the first 10 songs, and then the next 7 songs are covers from Roy Orbison. In fact, he was another one of my big influences is Roy Orbison. I did a cover of Only the Lonely, then I did some Elvis covers, and I just finished doing Pretty Woman by Roy Orbison.
Okay.
We didn't get done with that
he
yet.
He was one of my idols too, Roy Orbison. I've had several albums by him.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah, check him out on all those streaming platforms and his website, eddydelmonico.com. And it might even have, touring information on there if there is any, and everything you would need to know. So I hope you'll check that out. and the song he was just talking about is called "Booze Didn't Bury Me, But the Women Did."
Yep, that's it.
That's a really great song. Tell us a little story about that. I'm sure it's self-explanatory though.
Well, it kind of is. I mean, the truth of the matter is that like most men or many men, my Waterloo was always women. But I didn't drink. I never drank. I never smoked. So the title of the song, "The Booze Didn't Bury Me, But the Women Did." And I could say I had a couple of rounds like that. So, and needless to say, it affects your wallet. So what can I tell you? So it's like the song is very self-explanatory. And for anybody that actually sees the music video, they'll get it. Every man could probably relate to this. And a lot of women that I played it for, they laugh. They laugh like crazy because they know it's true. So what can I tell you?
Yeah, it is kind of a funny video too, in a way, and and you're going to watch that video in just a moment. But before we do, Eddy, thank you so much for being on today. Come back anytime you want to plug something new. Maybe we'll have you back on sometime.
All right. Thanks very much, Paul. I appreciate it. And again, please go to my website, eddydelmonico.com. Thank you and have a nice day.
Okay, and here it is. The booze didn't bury me, but the women did, and it begins right now.
Well, this life sometimes it'll kick you right in the teeth. I swear it don't care, it'll knock you right off your feet. Get on a streak, then I'm feeling hot. Life is good, or so I thought. Then a woman comes around and takes me down for everything I got. I had a pretty little lady, she was my baby. I was happy as I'd ever been. I fell in love, then she messed me up real bad. Now she's gone with the wind. I tell you, man, the booze didn't bury me, but the women did. I've been down for crimes and misdemeanors, but I still got out. Well, old Willie took me to the cleaners, don't ask me how. I get to thinking with the wrong head, and then I'd end up in the wrong bed. Then my whole damn life's just hanging by a thread. Oh, I had a pretty little lady, she was my baby. I was happy as I'd ever been. I fell in love, then she messed me up real bad. Now she's gone with the wind. I tell you, man, the booze didn't bury me, but the women did. I tried again 10 times, but each time I find she just took me down anyway. Oh, well, he's still causing me trouble to this very day. Man, oh man, I had a pretty little lady, she was my baby. I was happy as I'd ever been. I fell in love, then she messed me up real bad. Now she's gone with the wind. I tell you, man, the booze didn't bury me, but the women did. Man, the booze didn't bury me, but the women did. They really did. Man, the booze didn't bury me, but the women did.